All right, today is May 28th, and we got some glorious rain the past day and then a couple days before then. So I just wanted to come out here and give you guys a garden update. Our garden is not complete yet. We're working on mulching it and just kind of prettying it up a little bit. And then also, I'm still sowing a bunch of seeds. So let me come in here. So this is our garden fence. We did all this from like leftover lumber. So like this was a fence post from a privacy fence we used, and these things here I got at a pallet dump, and this is to keep chickens from going over top. So anyway, so you walk in and this is all gonna get mulched, all this down here. So we kind of stopped right there before it started raining last night. And I've got all my plants here, and then over here it's the same thing, symmetrical rows. I can kind of show you a little bit of what I'm growing in this big old mess here. Okay, so I've got a lot of brassicas, which are like cabbages, broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, which I'm not growing Brussels sprouts, but that's a brassica. But anyway, so I always have a problem with cabbage worms every single year, and a tip that I learned, and you know, we'll see how well it works, is interplant them with smelly things. So like herbs and other smelly plants. Don't just do like a whole row of brassicas by themselves, because it's an attraction to the cabbage worms. The moths, those little white moths that fly around your garden, those are bad. And so I have got stuff. So I think this is like a broccoli. And then I've also got like around it, you know, rosemary, sage, broccoli. That's a volunteer from the compost. It looks like some kind of, I don't know, melon, cucumber, maybe sunflower, I don't know. Random tomato plant that I bought from the farmer's market, which is looking really nice. More broccoli, parsley. These are all cabbages down here. And then I've got another rosemary, cabbage, cantaloupe. But I've also, on the side of this, sown seeds for dill and green beans and marigolds. So like on the side of all of these rows, they're not just used to space. You can plant stuff in this. This is why I like doing the mounds, because you really have like a concentrated area where a lot of stuff will fit. So I plant stuff all down here. I sow seeds. That's where I sow the seeds. But everything is looking really good. You know, I planted directly into, these mounds are basically just wood chips and some dirt, but not good dirt. And I top dressed it with chicken coop clean out. And you know, people say not to do that, but so far I'm pretty impressed. It's looking pretty good. And down this row, that's a cantaloupe that's struggling a little bit. More cabbage, basil, zucchini. This is cabbages with some parsley. On this side is marigolds. You can kind of see the little greens there. That's marigolds coming up. Parsley, broccoli, cauliflower, all kinds of things. And then on the end down here, this is a cucumber, and then lavender. You go over here. These are some zinnias that are popping up next to whatever that is. That's a cauliflower, broccoli, cabbage. I don't even know. Zucchini. That zucchini is doing really well next to the basil and the broccoli and the cauliflower and all of that. Zucchini, fennel to attract swallowtail butterflies. This is broccoli, zucchini, watermelon, and then again, on the sides of all these, I've just planted a bunch of seeds. So we'll see what comes up. I didn't even mark it. Same over here. So this is cucumbers, little struggling cucumber. planted a whole bunch of seeds. Don't ask, I don't know. Basil, stuff, I don't know, broccoli, cauliflower or something. That's a zucchini, more brassica stuff, zucchini, lavender, volunteer echinacea plant, which is pretty cool. It looks like I planted some seeds right here too, but I don't know what those are. We'll see. Hold on. Okay, and then going over here on the side of the garden, I put some comfrey, and that's a zucchini. And in this hole, I put some sunflower seeds. We'll see what happens there. This bed really needs to be weeded. I just can't keep up with that. I can't get low on the ground like that. This is not a mound. This is just flat, so I'm having a hard time weeding it. But those are all my onions that I started from seed. So I'm pretty excited about those. I hope they do well. They're so far so good. That is a cauliflower. Garlic, which I guess should be ready to pull in like a month. I don't know, we'll see. This is my pea bed, but in it, so I did like 70 some peas, only 30 some came up. So wherever there were holes, where like these are the peas, where they came up, I put turnips. So I've got some turnips growing right here in between all the peas. Because, you know, why not? Don't waste space. And I put a cauliflower there because I had some space. Why not? Strawberries. Look at all those runners. I didn't realize what strawberries did. These should not be planted here. These should have like their own bed where they can't take over everything. So I assume by like next year, this whole entire garden will be nothing but strawberries if I don't do something. So I'm going to hopefully, after I have this baby, I mean, this is a pipe dream because normally after I have a baby, I'm down for the count for a while too. So we'll see. But this is, my intention is to thin these out. This is just 1 year of strawberries. I planted 25 plants last year, bare roots, just roots. And this is what happened after a year. But, you know, chicken compost on top and all the good things, and that's what happens, I suppose. But you go down this row, and I've got random things. So I think that's a cauliflower. I transplanted my thyme there. I've got 2 thyme plants. Random garlic somebody gave me, so I just stuck it there. I sowed a bunch of green beans in this area, but I didn't have it mulched, and it just dried out. But I've got a couple green beans growing up. We'll see what happens. I've also planted some seeds in here. I don't remember what I put there, so we'll see. Time will tell. Because, you know, I'm in the position right now where I just throw some seeds on the ground and I can't get really down there to do anything with them and mark them and all of that. Just kind of is what it is. See, random green bean right there. These watermelons I planted there. There's random, these little greeny thingies are just random onions that I put down because I had some leftovers. This is a buttercup. I don't really know what that is, but somebody gave me one, so I put it there. Apparently they're prolific and they grow all over, so we'll see how long that lasts there. Some more thyme. This is from last year. All my thyme is from last year. I didn't realize they were perennials, but that was pretty exciting. So that's what they are. And then on this side of it, I've got muncher cucumbers that I put some seeds down, and ultimate extra long cucumbers, which I put some seeds down. And then Claire put nasturtium there yesterday. And then I finally top dressed it with some chicken coop clean out, so we'll see if any of that grows. Coming over here, this is the first row I planted out this year. It's doing really well. This is lettuce right here, which I'll start harvesting soon. And I had a space, so I just put a jack-o'-lantern pumpkin seed there. And then you can kind of see another little spot right there that I put jack-o'-lantern pumpkins. These are radishes, French breakfast, that I need to pull out. Hold on! I'm being yelled at. I can't have like any time to myself. And these are like white radishes or turnips or something. I'm not quite sure what they are, but they're delicious, so I've been pulling them. But those need to be harvested. All of this right here, the sea of green, all the way down on this side, is celery. And I did that from seed. And I am so proud of myself because last year I killed all my celery. So all these massive greenery things here are turnips. I'm doubtful whether I will get a harvest out of them though, because I came out here yesterday with Claire and I noticed some of them were already starting to go to seed. So I pulled them and there's no root bulb or anything. They're actually shading out some of these carrots that I planted here. I planted them all at the same time. So I don't know how long these are going to last before I rip them out and put something else in. Carrots, all these little leafy green thingies are carrots, and they're all up in here. This is all carrots. These are radishes, which can get pulled pretty soon. These are cauliflowers. And then I've also got some seeds planted in here, but I don't really know what they are. I've got a little volunteer something coming up there, so I'll just let it be. Over here I've got little marigolds coming up. This is second year oregano. Planted this last year. That's beautiful. Thyme. Bee balm, which I actually need to move out of my garden because apparently that will take over everything. And I've got another one. Can't really see it, but behind the garlic right there, that bushy thing. And it's huge. I don't want that to happen in my garden. So I'll be transplanting that as soon as I can. And then this is my peppers and tomato row. So in the center, I've got tomato, 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 tomato. Same thing over here. Tomato, 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 tomato. And then in between them all, I've got pepper, 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 pepper. And over here, same thing on both sides. Pepper, 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 all the way down and on the other side. Lots and lots of peppers. I started all of this from seed, all of these tomatoes and all of these peppers. I started indoors under some green, some grow lights. I'm very proud of them. I didn't lose any peppers. I lost half of my tomatoes due to stupidity, but the ones that are remaining are looking pretty good. And I don't even like tomatoes, so I'm gonna have some friends come over and pick them for me and take them home when it's time. So if you guys want to get on a waiting list for that. Yeah, and then go down. And then at the end here, I've got some winter luxury pumpkins, which are supposed to be like the ultimate sugar pie pumpkin. So I planted a couple there. We'll see if those come up. And I figure I'll just kind of let them go down the, you know, wherever they want to go. I'm not very picky. Claire got some cilantro seeds and we put them down there yesterday. I want to do some more though. And then on this side of the tomatoes, you can see there's a little white tag. Here, I'll just take you over and show you. Right here is a white tag. I planted some buttercup squash, which I think I can just train up the trellis here, or the fence I should say, and let that go to town. But we've got a lot more work to do. We've got a lot more stuff to plant. Somewhere in here is dill. I've got dill, I've got, I don't know, lots of flowers and stuff. I don't even know what I sowed, to be honest, or where it is. We'll just see where it is. My kids are being super annoying. Leave me alone! So this was my garden from last year. My second garden. But as you can see, it's all weeds. So this little grassy stuff is what we've been fighting in the big garden. So we had to dig a trench and put this barrier in to try to keep it out of the main garden. So I did have twice the size last year, which kind of bums me that we don't this year. What else? I'm gonna come out of the garden. I'm gonna come over here. There's my chicken yard. Normally the babies they're in the garage right now. They go in there during the day, but it is in the 40s. It's just too cold for them. So the mamas go in and out of the coop all day, laying eggs and eating. And this is their wood chip area where we throw all of our scraps and leftovers and stuff, and they turn it into compost for me to put in my garden. This is my little orchard. So I've got apples, pears, peaches. Down this row, we've got potatoes. All these things coming up down here, these are all potatoes, which I did not expect to come up because before we got the chickens confined, they were having a field day in this area. So I'm surprised there's even potatoes. But we planted out a whole line of raspberries too. So raspberry, 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 and then that's the bee balm. So potatoes. So as you go down, so there's a raspberry, another raspberry. Some of them have, like this one was from last year, and it's got little raspberries on it, which is exciting. And then over here in this weedy mess is actually my blueberry patch. So where these stakes are, and then some of them aren't staked because they're so big, but let me show you. Blueberry, blueberries, blueberries, and all different varieties too. Blueberries, blueberries, which actually have some little blueberries hopefully growing. This is a blueberry. This has got some on it, which is kind of exciting. And then that little one is a blueberry. And then we had all this extra mulchy space, which is full of weeds. But what we did was we came and we threw some more potatoes in here. So all these things here, and here, and here, and here, and here, and here, and here, are potatoes, are Adirondack blue potatoes, whereas the ones over here are red potatoes, red skins, which both of these varieties are really just good for roasting. Like, they're not good for mashed potatoes or anything. I tried doing mashed potatoes with my Adirondack blue last year, and it was a disaster. They were really gross. They're just like densely nasty, but they make for excellent roasted potatoes. And then this is my white peach tree, which has never produced peaches. And then that's my apple tree, which has never produced apples. That needs to get trimmed back a lot. I didn't know anything about trimming. So anyway, yard needs to be mowed and trimmed. But I'm so thankful that we've had a really nice set of rain. The girls are really happy. They like it when it rains because they find all kinds of goodies and bugs. And of course their grass grows, so they can do some more foraging. And now that that rooster's gone, it's not so miserable out here because you're not getting screamed at all the time. And these girls are healing because, like, look at this one coming up. You might be able to see on her back. She's missing a whole bunch of feathers on her back. That's from the rooster mounting her and tearing her feathers out. And most of them have that. So now that he's gone, they should hopefully be regrowing their feathers back. But anyway, I just wanted to take you on a tour. Good job if you made it through the whole thing.